Welcome. So we're going to continue to draw some cubics here. So we're looking at this right here. Let's first label what our point of inflection is going to be. So I can see this right here. This is telling me that I'm going 1 to the left. This is telling me I'm going 1 up. So that means my point of inflection is -1, 1. After I've done that, I then can find my x-intercept, which is found by letting y equal 0. So let's be careful here. So I'm going to go 0 is equal to -2x plus 1 cubed plus 1. I then am going to minus 1 from both sides to end up with this. I would then divide both sides by -2, which will leave me with positive 1/2 over here. The next thing that I'm going to do, the next thing that I'm going to do is to get rid of this 3, I'm going to cube root both sides. And remember, what we're doing here is we're raising this by 1/3. That's what we're doing. And we know that to raise something by 1/3 is the same as cube rooting it. So that means on this side, I'm left with that, because 3 times 1/3 is just 1. So now it's just x plus 1 raised to the 1, which is just x plus 1. Then I'm going to minus 1 to both sides, and I'm going to be left with that. So that is going to be my x-intercept. It looks a bit funky, but that's what it's going to be. So my x-intercept is this right here. Then I need to find my y-intercept. To find my y-intercept is a bit easier. I just let x equal 0. So that means I'm going to get y is equal to -2 x plus, that x should be a 0, 0 plus 1 cubed plus 1. Y is going to be equal to, well, 1 cubed is just 1, so it's just -2 plus 1. So y is going to be equal to -1. So that means my y-intercept is just going to be -1. So my y-intercept is just -1. I have my point of inflection. Is there anything else I need to know about this graph? And there actually is, and it's this out the front. This is telling me that I have a reflection going on. So we have to also take into account that we have to put a reflection in here. So what I'm going to do now is zoom out, look at my graph and say, all right, I'm at -1, 1 here. This is my point of inflection, which is flat. And because it's negative, it means it's going to be going down. That is so ugly. I'll show you what this looks like on Desmos, because I cannot graph on these things. Just to save my life, I can't do it. All right, like that. And like that. My goodness, that's bad. Let's just see if we can salvage this a bit. All right, let's all pretend that looks good. So this is -1, 1. I also know that my x-intercept here, so this point right here, let me put an arrow in there, that's going to be the cube root of 1/2 minus 1, 0. And then this point here is just going to be 0, -1. So that's my x and that's my y. This is what this graph looks like. Now it looks really bad. Let me show you what it would look like if I could draw. This is what it should look like. So actually it's not that bad, let's be honest. That's what it's going to look like. There's my x, there's my y. It has this shape. It's reflected, to make sure it's reflected. So if it wasn't reflected, it would look like that side, but it is, so it looks like this. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Join me for the next part of this lesson, which I'm sure will be thrilling. Okay, see you soon.